want the full 8th blood. Knife will work in the corner. Plus one more. Lunars onto 5 in a row. And it will be an 8-1 tally. Did not have that after a 6-0 search and destroy on my bingo card.
No, absolutely not. Especially, like you said, what they did in the surge, the comeback that they had in the hard point. And you're not playing the likes of Optic Texas or Miami Heretics in this mode. You're playing a team who was probably the worst at it, and they handled you with ease. That tells you right off the rip. Like, coaching staff knows, all right, this is where we need to put in our most work, because they have tried every single map. Exposure sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. Scar is a very close game. Unless they're finding the kills, that's when they're able to blow them out the water. But this is a map that you played yesterday versus C9, and you were only able to win it because you were able to cap it in 21 seconds with C9 just camping corners. So, like, this is the main focus if you are LA, just to figure out how to play around each other in this game mode, because it's all ISO ball and you keep on getting picked off around the map. When the opposite team is playing team ball, yeah, that's what the score is going to look like at the end.
Yeah, man. It's just, there's a lot of moments you can go back and just watch the minimap, and I'm sure you could just highlight and point to places of, like, this wasn't the right timing for this route or this attack, or trying to set up your defense coming off spawn. You should have gone here instead of there. Like, it very well may be very rudimentary stuff, but we should be well past a rudimentary rehearsal for this Thieves roster on this mode. It's just been interesting because, like, they still overall in the season have a winning record on the mode, but they're not, I would say, unculpable for having a bad loss. We saw them lose on this map 1-8, the Paris at the beginning of the year. They haven't had a really bad loss in a while, but this one was egregious. Absolutely egregious.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. 8-1 to Vancouver Surge, who won the season, sitting at 6-19. They threw in a map to see if it was just going to stick against the wall. They were 2-8 on Den Overload. They could not average more than 2 catches on this map. And somehow, somewhat, you give up 8. So, yeah, if you are a scrap, let the teammates know. I don't know what's going on. Definitely communicate and try to figure it out very quickly, because Overload, realistically, is the only thing holding this team back from being the tippity top.
Yeah. Very, very true. Well, chance to shake it off as we move over to Sake, which has been a great addition for this Thieves roster. 3-0 on it. Vancouver's played it twice, split the difference 1-1, so no strangers to it. I think this is just one of those maps, though, that, like, as much as we could sit here and talk about the boost to the Thieves with the SMG bonuses of the NPC, this is a map that I feel like really fits the identity of a scrap, where he can rotate, play a little bit faster with the AR, but he could also know when he has to just lock down and hold an iron. And that's where a lot of those damage numbers we're seeing really start to spike, because he has the freedom to play on a more open space on rotation, and then also hold that open space once he gets to where he needs to go. And that's where we saw him in the last handful of years be very successful. This game has played very differently. Maybe some of it because of the mechanic of the wall bouncing. It's like holding an iron is sometimes not the best thing because you just can't see players challenge you. But so far this year, it feels like this style of map is one that really benefits this style of team. Like, there's been times in the past where we've said that, but I think this is a shining example of, you know, when peanut butter meets jelly in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's the perfect combination between LA Thieves and Sake. And the majority of that is just due to the little things about the game that turn out to be such big things, depending on how they play it. You're winning rotations around 50, 60% of the time, but when they are the team in towards that hard point on Sake, it's like a 90% chance hold rate on this map. Like, some of these hills are without a doubt money hills. And if you're not going to be able to break it, if you're Vancouver, you're not going to have fun, because the last 3 hard points on my screen, when I'm looking at the numbers, they have a 0% chance at breaking it. So we need to show the teamwork again, just like we did at least in the first half of that map 1.
Yeah, and I will say, like, this map, I think, is a little bit more, at least to where it is right now, where we are right now with the recency of it being added. It's benefiting the team that rotates and hold way more than it is teams that are trying to figure out breaking. It's just, it's a difficult map to break on. And that's sometimes just the way the cookie crumbles. And so we'll see if Vancouver can find a way to just do what they had done on Gridlock for the first 2 sets of hills. Just rotate better than LA and build a commanding lead that's insurmountable. And that's where, otherwise, for the flip side for LA, can they keep finding the success that they've already provided?